Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
That's a great way to meditate. Is one of the things that people say, oh, I can't close my eyes and quiet my mind, and I can't do any of that kind of stuff, to meditate. And so, if you just kind of like, blur your eyes a little bit and you focus on something, like focusing on the ocean, like I did the other day, that was great. Sitting on Wow's bench, it was like, boy, could I feel her when I sat and meditated while I was on the bench. And I got to educate people about it too.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see her Facebook thing, it talked about my mother's bench.
Oh.
Yeah, the bench.
I love that bench.
Well, we donated to dedicate that bench to, have it carved and dedicated for our wonderful Wow, as we called her. We lovingly called her Dottie's mom. And it's always, whenever I go to Rio Del Mar Beach, that's the first place I always go to, is I go straight to the bench. And it's my place to sit and meditate before I go walking, and then it's my place to sit and meditate after I go walking, and just feel the energy. And there's still a lot of energy that's coming back to us from our many years of Thanksgiving at the beach. And there's always people that are having an amazing time at that group of benches that are right next to where hers is. So, it's just... I take a photo every single time I go, and it's always interesting to see some of the comments that I get. But I got to teach somebody about it, and the purpose behind it. And I had tagged Dottie and her sister Sue and one of Wow's grandchildren that I'm friends with, which is Ginger. So a lot of people I don't know got to even like it and see that was pretty cool.
And anyone who wants to take some resin and put it in that hole, they're welcome to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's a burl, there's a natural wood, so.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about that for however long we've had the bench.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Isn't it wonderful how Clyde blesses us with all these wonderful candles? Thank you so much, Clyde, for lighting them and bringing us this beautiful energy this morning.
And I have made a candle, decorated a candle for today, and Clyde is using the light of that decorated candle
We good?
to light all the other candles. Yeah. It is a gift of light.
Yeah. I love candles. But having cats, sometimes it's not so easy to have candles lit. Yeah, you don't want that lit while you put that on the table. We love our flames, but we don't love them that much.
That's one of the things I found out yesterday in talking to Gabrielle, that we will not be able to have candles at Billy DeFrank. And I said, we could do them outside. She said, no.
So I think what the solution to that might be, Dottie, is that we get those kind that have little batteries in them, and we light them up.
That's what we said, that we would get those.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really interesting. Ed and Corky and I met with Gabrielle and Jose, talking about the wonderful big screen TV where we can project these and all the stuff that they have that we can use there. It is wonderful.
See, thank you, Clyde. And, the more we hold up, the more beautiful people arrive. So.
And is that your chair?
That's my chair, right next to
That's
Stan.
Mary's? That's not Mary's chair, that's Annie's chair.
Let's get another chair out for Mary and make sure that we have one for her. Put her over there next to Corky. There we go.
Oh, Mary, we're going to put you next to Corky. I know that's going to really worry you.
We're sorry. Not. I know. Oh, goodness. All right. Thank you, Clyde. Now that we have all the beautiful lights lit and we're here and celebrating towards the end of our time here at the center, and as much as the center has been painful for us fiscally, it's been so joyous. I'm going to want to cry for so many years that we've spent here. It's a bittersweet feeling. to know that, CCL is not ending, and we are not, we're still going to have church. We're still going to be together. And the sense that, we won't be here under this roof that we've known for so long. On to new adventures, on to new things. And we'll think of the,
New people.
and new people. Oh, look at how many people there are here today. Imagine, I hope all of you show up next week too when I speak. It would be nice to have a good group of people to speak to. Okay, so let's just take a moment and close our eyes and take a nice deep breath in. And let's breathe in all the love of this energy that we have here in this center, and the love and the feeling that we have when we are all together. Hold on to that, and then breathe out. And as we breathe out, let's release anything that's weighing on our minds and in our hearts. And let's place it into a virtual basket, pretend basket that's sitting next to you right here and right now. Our Creator always takes those feelings of worry and healing and all the different things that we want and transmutes them into beautiful, loving energy and for healing of the earth and healing for all of us. Dearest Mother, Father God, dear Creator, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for our lives. Thank you for all life, all living creatures, great and small. Thank you for this beautiful moment together, both in person and virtually, as we celebrate this Sunday together. And we know that what we celebrate today carries in our heart every day, because you are always with us, Creator. You are always with us, holding on to us and helping us to be the best that we can possibly be. We have a lot of things going on in the world right now, Creator, but we know that you keep each one of us protected and you hold on to us so we can tap into you at any time and know that we are safe. Know that we are loved. Know that, you always have our back, and you keep reminding us of the light that we are. And you keep sending us our wonderful Virginia, who remembers that we are the light of the world. Let us continue to be that light. Let's say thank you and blessings for all of our first responders. So many out there working the fires, and so many out there working with people that are having to, handle the COVID, new variant, the Delta variant, and those that are dealing with just COVID in general, and those that are healing from that. And anybody that's dealing with any sort of a health issue, Creator, we are always knowing that healing is right around the corner. It's right there for us. We just have to open up to it, and we just have to know that you can bless us with that energy. We also have to know that we are always here for the right and perfect thing, and the timing is always perfect for each and every one of us. As we ride the wave of the day and of this time period, we are knowing that love will always be with us. Just turn and look to the person next to you when we're done with this prayer today, and look at the beautiful eyes, and just know that, each one of us is carrying your love through our eyes, through our souls. And we give thanks for that. We give thanks for every moment that we are together and every moment that we are apart and yet still together, because we are one. Thank you for that reminder. And we thank you so much for you, Creator. We thank you for always loving us no matter what. Even when we're not loving ourselves, you still love us. And then you remind us that it's okay to love ourselves. It's all okay. Let us just give thanks and say thank you to you. And may you have a beautiful day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessed be. Amen. And so it is.
Thank you. Oh. And I think we can turn on the lights, whoever is closest to the switch. morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, this is one of these days that we got up, we got here, and now we're going, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I got out of bed. I'm so glad I went out and saw all these beautiful, wonderful people, and what a great place to be. We have a lot of announcements. Hopefully, when I was saying pick up a purple sheet and pick up a yellow sheet, the yellow sheet is talking about my birthday party, but it's not just my birthday party. It's also honoring the closing of the center. And we were going to have it here, and then somebody wanted to rent this space, and we thought, wait a minute, we need money, and so we're going to rent the space. Then where do we do our celebration? And I was thinking, where is a restaurant that could seat 50 people who needs money that we want to support? And I went, it's a bowling alley. They've been going through a very difficult time. Bowling alleys all over have gone through a difficult time, but the pandemic really hurt our local one. So we're going to have the party over there. You're all invited, and it's on this yellow sheet. And if you would, just rip off the bottom and let me know if you're coming and if you're bringing somebody. We went over the menu because I was talking to wonderful Jan at that is one of the owners of the bowling alley, and I said, we want to have something for vegetarians. And she said, well, there's salad. And I said, would you like to go to lunch and only have salad? Always? And she goes, no. I said, so we're going to have penne with marinara, which is a vegetarian. We're having deviled egg sandwiches. Sounds like a strange combination, but it's brunch, so we can get away with anything. And I said, well, some of our people like to have a glass of wine with lunch. And she said, I'll make sure the bar's open. And so I went, well, hey, that's pretty good too. So, and it's just within walking distance. It's just right over there. And it's a place that I really want to support. So that's your invite. A lot of you are going to get it in your email too. And so that's exciting. Now the purple sheet lists the things we're giving away today. All the vases are free. All the books are free. And we've got bags for you to take stuff. All of the plates and everything back there are $1, except for the glass ones, they're $5. But we've got huge glass platters that are wonderful. Check it out. Make sure not any of it is something that you own and you left here, okay? If it is, take it. And then in the back, we've got about 10 angels, and they're all for sale. So just to know that we're taking the things that you would usually take to a flea market to sell, and we're either selling it here or giving it away. So please do a little bit of shopping. As I said, Christmas isn't that far away, okay? The other thing, coming up next weekend, Billy DeFrank is having a rummage sale. And it's not just a rummage sale, it's the Alameda Boulevard Saturday rather, and they're having all sorts of things that are going on, all sorts of music and everything else. So you might want to put that on your calendar so you can look at that later. Now, one of the other things that I want to talk about is every time I hear somebody saying, they said, I want to say, stop arguing with people. I just want to really, that's my message. I asked you last time, and I'm going to ask you again today. How many of you have ever had an argument and changed somebody's mind about politics or religion? How many of you have changed somebody's mind by arguing? How many of you get upset when you argue? Yeah, so what's it doing for you? It's taking your brain and your heart and squeezing them. And hey, we get enough squeezes every day from negative things. So every time you say to yourself, they stop, and say, that's God's child. It really helps. I have walked down some very dicey neighborhoods, and everybody I see, I smile and think to myself, that's God's child. And you know what? They smile back. I was about to share my story of the Hells Angels. I'll do it anyway. I used to work for an attorney who represented Alameda and the Oakland chapters of the Hells Angels, and I got to know them. And I was coming back from a vacation, and our car had a flat tire. And my kids were running around, and my husband saying, "Oh no, I don't know what grumbling about how you do about a flat tire." And all of a sudden, this motorcycle group pulled up, and the guy hopped out and said, "Doti Boon, can the Hells Angels help you?" And I said, "Sure." So I've got a card that says, "Courtesy card. You've been helped by the Hells Angels." But what happened? I was always talking to them, not, a lot of people see them scuttle away. But that loving people, trust me, it works. Today, we are so glad to have one of the most loving people I know on the planet. We have our wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet Childs. And we are so glad to have her here. But another very loving person who surprised us is Ronnie. Ronnie Grigsby is here. Hello, Ronnie. And so we are going to have, first off, a meditation. And so we're going to go back to that place. Only I think we've got people, all our people are here. So we can just get to a place of meditating. And our wonderful Janet is going to accompany us on her guitar. And Sean is going, there he is going to accompany us on his guitar. We're going to do a meditation. However you meditate. If you meditate with your eyes open, if you meditate with your eyes closed, if you feel like you have to lay down on the floor, I don't care. However you feel is best to meditate.
You get us up?
No, but Ed will.
Good point, Mary.
I'm at the point I'm lucky if I can stand. So, okay, guitarists, off we go. Ronnie left the room, and all of a sudden, everything got dark. Here you go.
Well, I am the light of the world.
Yay!
Certainly one of our lights.
We're so glad to have you here. And I'd like you, if you have anything on your lap, to put it down on the floor. And just put your feet flat on the floor. And take a nice deep breath. That felt so good. Let's do it again. Another nice deep breath. Each one of you is a beautiful child of God. And right now, I want you to feel that. Just feel the energy coming up from Mother Earth. And as that energy rises up from the bottom of your foot, through your legs, through your body, that energy of Mother Earth comes up to your heart. It opens your heart. Many people I talk to these days have a closed heart. This is a time to open up your heart. Visualize your heart as a bright, shining star in the middle of your chest. This center of you is being washed clean of all negativity, all anger, all frustration, all sense of lack. Just release it. Bring in Mother Earth's energy. And then bring that energy up to your brain. That wonderful engine that runs your body. And as Mother Earth energy sits there, then bring down the energy of Creator. Feel that energy coming down. You can visualize that energy as a white cloud. You can see it as a golden bird. You can see a face. But bring down the Creator right there at the center of that part of you that runs your body and your brain. And that's your crown chakra. It's called crown because it glows brightly. The with all the positive energy the Creator can give you. And as that energy comes in, feel enlightened. Feel a moment where everything is perfect. Everything is great. And you and God are one. Know that that energy will stay with you for 20 minutes, an hour, a day, a week, a month. Let that energy flow through you. And it's rechargeable. Every time you feel less than, bring up Mother Earth's energy. Bring down Creator's energy. And very gently blend the two. So you are a walking representative. The male, the female, the earth, and the sky. Take another deep breath. Honor yourself. Honor the person sitting next to you. Honor those people on the street that are homeless. Honor those people who disagree with you. Take a moment to honor the politicians. And right now, honor all of those in uniform. Whether it be people that are in hospital scrubs, people who are in uniform that are defending our country, or people in uniform who are watching our highways. Honor those people who have chosen to help and support us. Now I'm going to let you just listen to this beautiful music. As we open up our hearts, let the light shine in. We open, bring it home, and we sing out, reach out. We are not alone. We open our hearts. We open our hearts. We open our hearts. We open our hearts. Like a tree standing in the forest, like the light shining in the sun and moon and stars. We radiate out the love in our heart. We open our heart. We open our heart. We open our heart. We open our heart. We are standing strong, side by side with each other. We are honoring all of our ancestors who've gone before us. We're opening our hearts. We're opening our hearts. We're opening our hearts. We're opening our hearts. Let's open our hearts. Let's open our hearts. We open our hearts. We open our hearts. We open our hearts. We open our hearts. Open your heart. We lift the light shine. We lift the light shine. We lift the light shine. We open our hearts. We open our hearts. Open your heart. We open our hearts. We let the light shine, shine, shine. 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 We open our hearts. 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 Just sit here quietly, just a minute more, just feeling your heart open, feeling the love pour in all around you, and letting the energy from God meet the energy of the wonderful Earth Mother, and know that you are a walking rainbow. Thank you so very much, Reverend Janet, Sean, Reverend Ronnie. It's so great to have our trio back together again. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Yeah. And I want to welcome from way far up north, Laura Marshall. Welcome, welcome. And from just about as far north, Ronnie Grigsby. And so we have these wonderful people honoring us today. We certainly do appreciate it. Well, before she gets comfy, we're going to have to introduce our speaker. For those of you who don't know her, our wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet Childs is an angel. She is one of those beings. When you think of what do, angels bless us when we're on the earth, and angels bless us after we've passed. And with her being head of the Center for Living with Dying, she has blessed more people while they're going through their death experience, but also for during their life experience. She is constantly working, and she might be tiny, but she's really mighty. And it's one of these things that we are so lucky to have our wonderful, wonderful Dr. Janet Childs here with us today, and know that it's taking her away from a very busy schedule. And when she gets a chance to be here, we are so delighted and so thankful. And today she's going to be talking about something I've never heard before, the third wave. Please welcome Reverend Dr. Janet Childs. Oh, thank you. My angel. Next time you're going to appear in wings.
Well, I could fall really quickly from that pedestal. So just call me Jan, and I'll be happy. And I'm so happy. Thank you, Mary, for being here, and all of you for being here. This is such an honor to be here with each and every one of you. And I just want you to know that you are my spiritual community. And you sustain me when I go forth into the world with our team. And I definitely do not do this alone. I do it with a whole team of people that are giving of their hearts. Their hearts, they remain open in the midst of chaos and trauma and in the aftermath of violence. They keep their hearts open. And that's what the team is all about. The critical incident stress management team is all about that. And it's about how do we keep our hearts open in hell? That's what we often say. How do we keep our hearts open in hell? Well, we first of all acknowledge that we can't necessarily fix it or make it better. And that actually creates an energy where we're not trying to pull somebody to be somewhere where we think they should be, in their journey of grief, in their journey of dealing with trauma. It's where we invite ourselves and that person to be totally present with what's happening right now. Totally present, acknowledging the grief, acknowledging the struggles that we've been through, and taking a breath around that and allowing ourselves to lighten up on ourselves, because we're the hardest on ourselves. We're the hardest on ourselves. And when we often talk about the third wave, that was a term that I made up, actually. So when the pandemic started about in April of last year, when we were in lockdown, it came to me in a vision that we were in the first wave. We were now in the second wave, and I think we're still in the second wave, and we are building towards a third wave. And in order to build towards that third wave, we've got to what? Ride the third wave. And it's about riding. Now, I've never surfed. I'm not that dexterous, nor am I that strong, but I have many surfing friends, and they talk to me about surfing. And one of the things about surfing is that it actually, when you are surfing, you are grounded on the surfboard, but you're grounded lightly so that you and the surfboard become one and you ride the waves. Because if you get too stiff, or if you get too, uptight, or get too fearful, what happens is you're going to probably fall off the surfboard and you're not going to be able to ride the wave. Now, again, I find it difficult sometimes just keeping my 2 feet on the ground, right? So sometimes that can be difficult as well. And so what we want to do is we want to talk about how we enter into that third wave while acknowledging the pandemics that we are in. And I just want to say, this is another term that came to me that I created. And interestingly enough, some other people have picked it up and are actually using it. We're not only dealing with COVID-19, we're dealing with the pandemic of racial inequity, social injustice, climate change, natural disasters, and whatever personal crises we might be going through. Now, we are in this room with many people, with people that have perhaps survived COVID-19, or have perhaps known loved ones that have survived or maybe not have survived. And of course, when we use the term pandemic, we think of COVID-19. But it is also all of these other dynamics in our world that are created. This pandemic situation is created for us to bring healing to all of it. And in order to bring healing to all of it, what do we need to do? First and foremost, we've got to take care of us. We've got to take care of us, my friends. We have to take care of us. If we don't, we will not be a clear vehicle for the magic, the love, the healing that can happen. Okay, so we have that opportunity to incredibly bring healing to the world, just as Doti and CCL is going through the transformation of leaving this building. I really want to honor Annie, Reverend Annie, our associate pastor, for bringing up the grief of that. It's hard. This place has held much energy of healing. Dr. Eileen has had her office here. I mean, many of you have worked out of this incredible office. April, I think I just saw April. There she is. I mean, so many of you have had your offices here, have done your healing work here. We have imbued and created an amazingly safe place here for people to come and to be wherever they are at. Sean, I mean, many of you have held classes here, have held, seminars, workshops. There is a lot of energy in this place that you have given.
Laura Marshall and her.
Thank you. And Laura Marshall and her yoga. Thank you. I mean, I have to let you know that chair yoga, Laura, has, for two of my friends that have been very, very disabled, has been their saving grace. And I thank you for bringing it to us. I thank you for bringing it to us. So many of you here have worked in many ways to make this a healing place. And of course, our beloved Corky, our beloved Dottie have made this an amazing place. So we honor the place that it is. We honor the place that it is. We honor the work that you have done, and that work has not been in vain. It doesn't go away because we move. We bring it with us. And we also leave this place with as much love and energy as we can for the next people that may come into it. So they're going to come into a field. You know, one of the reasons we've continued to do our HIV virtual rejuvenation retreats here is because it's this place. It's this place that's been our home, and we light our candles. We usually do it in the smaller room, but everyone gets to see their candle lit, and they get to be a part of that whole participatory experience of lighting their candle and saying what they want to light about. And I made that candle for us that's in the middle. And so I'm just going to see where the candle's going to go. So the candle's going to go to someone. Okay. From Reverend Ronnie Grigsby. You can't think old when you're thinking new. I'm just going to say that again. You can't think old when you're thinking new. So my friends, a great deal about the third wave or the third way, whatever you want to call it about, is that we have to have a new way. We've got to have a new way of doing this. We have to realize that the old way obviously was not working. The first way was not working. We cannot go back to the first way. We have to carve out a third way that will bring healing and justice to all of our pandemics, to all of our pandemics. And there is a great quote that was on our stationery when we first began the Center for Living with Dying, and I love it. It goes like this: not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. And that was written by an amazing author and writer and activist, James Baldwin. So I'm just going to say it again. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. And the reason that I bring up that quote is that until we face it, we can't change it. And we may not be able to change it the way we think we could. But guess what, my friends? If we can hold to a vision, we don't necessarily have to hold to all the details of how that is manifested. Okay, if we can hold a vision, we don't necessarily have to hold on to how it gets manifested. And I know that sometimes I get caught up into, well, it's got to be this way. I want it this way. This is going to make it perfect if it's just this way. And sometimes what happens is if I let go of having to make it perfect, if that's not the way it's flowing, if that's not the way it's working, then something new and wonderful enters in. And I just have to say, when I saw Sean come in, I said, yay, Ronnie got the drum, yay. Mary came in, who's my singing partner, yay, Annie, all of you on the choir who were singing along, right? So that is the magic of opening up to what more could come, what more could be here, what more could happen, what more could happen. And so when we're navigating the third way, I just want to offer that it is hard because we really don't have models. Or do we? Or do we have models? Do we have models? If we look at our great spiritual leaders around the world, whatever faith tradition you might follow, goddess tradition, Druid tradition, Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, Taoism, they all say what? what do they all say? Love. Thank you. There is a universal thread of love, and Dottie talked about it earlier today. There is a thread of love that we have to weave into every action we do. We have to weave into every action. So I have a dear friend who is a paramedic here in Santa Clara County, and he said it's been very difficult during pandemic times because he said, you know, a lot of people won't wear masks, and when we take them to the hospital won't let them in unless they're wearing a mask. I mean, it's like they have to do it. And we have this conversation. And what he's done, which I love, is he said, I want to help you. The reason I have this job is to help you when you're physically sick or injured. He said, can you help me help you? I don't necessarily want you to agree with me. We don't have to agree or have the same political ideals, but what can we do so that I can help you? Because that's my purpose. I mean, if any of you know, a paramedic or an EMT does not get very much money. You know, it's a very low paying job and they do incredibly amazing things, but it is not an easy job. And so one of the things that he said, he said, I'm not doing this for the money. He said, I'll actually tell people that. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I want to help. And I have the skills because I know paramedicine. I have the skills to hopefully get you to the hospital where they can then do their really good work of helping you. But if I can't get you into the hospital, we're going to be in trouble. And so he has the conversation between the two people, right? He doesn't say, well, you just got to wear your mask and shut up and deal with it. He doesn't say that. He says, let me help you. I want to help you. You're important. You deserve to be helped. And by giving those words, what is he doing? Diffusing and empowering. I love it. The two words I was going to use. I love it. He's diffusing the high negative energy around being told you have to wear a mask, which a lot of people are responding to. And he's empowering them to help him. And so it becomes, as you've heard me talk about it, the infinity of giving and receiving. The infinity of giving and receiving. This is so powerful. And how we become in the flux of the change, the undertow of the past still remains, can confuse us and pull us astray. The pull of the future can feel so far away. The magic of riding the surfer's wave can send us and seat us in this moment today. Can seat us in this moment today. And what we mean by that is that in a real way, when we call upon the ancestors, when we call upon our hopes and dreams, and when we call upon our connection to the earth, Mother Earth is the quickest way we can connect. And there's actually a wonderful expression that I love about being connected to the earth, feeling it in our body. So when we can feel it in our body, and actually, you know, we've talked a lot about stretching and about taking a nice deep breath. Well, I just invite you to do that now. Stretch, take a nice deep breath, reach out. And these are one of the things that are the most healing and grounding. When we reach out and we are big, okay, we are big. When we make ourselves big, it actually allows the energy to flow. So reaching out, stretching, right? There you go. And according to Dr. Kelly McGonigal, who's written a wonderful book on movement, this is one of the movements that we do to get ourselves grounded.
And also cheers everybody else.
That's right.
Cheers.
Woohoo!
We're cheerleaders.
We're cheerleaders, right? We're bringing the energy out, right? The second way is to wave, okay? So to move back and forth. That's right. to move back and forth and feel, it's almost like you're feeling the heartbeat. That's it. You're feeling the heartbeat.
I think we're making Corky sick.
Okay, well, we don't want to make Corky sick. And then the third one, and you'll see babies do this, is bounce. So let's bounce. You bounce in the chair. That's it. Bounce. So those are three ways. That's it. Sean's doing great. Okay, so we can bounce. Okay. All right. So to be lightly grounded, okay, because sometimes I can get so grounded when I get stubborn and I want things my own way. I'm like overgrounded. Or I can be spaced out, right? And I'm just flying around, flapping my wings and not, hopefully I have them.
That's your
Flapping my
angelic
wings.
being, see, flapping your wings.
Flapping my wings. So we're going to ask 3 questions, my friends. I'm going to ask 3 questions for you. And it's a little bit like this. Take a nice deep breath, and I want you to acknowledge, what have you survived? Okay, in this pandemic time, what have you survived? What have you survived? And I want us to pay honor to that. What? That's right. That's right, Mr. Ronnie. That's right, Miss April. Okay, what have you survived? Because when we honor what we have survived, it gives us the juice to go forward. But I want you just to acknowledge and pay homage to yourself right now. And I just invite you to close your eyes and is as if you were somebody else, a wonderful, angelic, special, wise being. I want you to honor you. Every bit. And put your hands over your heart and just acknowledge, this is what I've survived in the past year and a half, 2 years. Right. Thank you. Beautiful, Mary. Beautifully said. Just acknowledge, what have you survived? Just pay honor to that. And thank your heart. Thank your heart for holding the energy of what you have survived. Thank your body. Thank your mind. Thank your spirit and your heart. You have survived. And now the next question I want you to ask yourself. What of meaning have I gathered from my survivorship? What meaning have I gathered from my survivorship? What new wisdom have I gotten? What new awareness have I gotten for having survived? For having survived. So what's the kernel of wisdom, the pearl of meaning that you have gotten from your survivorship? And the next question I would ask is, what do you need going forward? What do you need going forward? What are in your internal resources and also in your external resources And this is where we call upon the earth, the ocean, the wind, and the stars. This is where we call upon our ancestors. This is where we call upon each other in our friendships and our connections. So all the internal and external resources. What do you need? And the last question I will ask you is this. What is your dream for the future? What is your dream for the future? For yourself? For your family members and loved ones? For our community? For the workplace, if you happen to be in a workplace? For the world? What is your dream? Right on time. I love it. What is your dream? And just breathe into it for a moment. Breathe into it for a moment. Yeah. Breathe into it. Because your dream is like a filament of light. It's a filament of light that carries you. It carries you forward as we ride the third wave to make the third way. And we ride all of the energy that we have inside and all of the energy that is holding us from the outside. And we weave a powerful river of hope and light and healing. And I want you, though, to pay attention especially to the question, what do you need? What do you need right now? And that may change moment by moment, hour by hour. But by asking that question, what is it that I need right now? We are listening and honoring ourselves. And we are bringing it forth. We're calling upon all of our energy. We're opening our heart. And we're letting it shine while staying grounded and protected and in a joyful place ourselves. And I don't know how much longer I have. I'm supposed to end
5
it.
minutes ago.
5 minutes ago. So, my friends, I invite us to stretch again and hold all of those in your heart. And I invite you in this next week to please, please, please spend some time with yourself with these questions, and bringing light to our soul. And I just want to read something from a poem called Late Fragment by Raymond Carver. And it goes, to call myself beloved and feel myself beloved on the earth. To call myself beloved and to feel myself beloved upon the earth. That's what my wish is for each and every one of you, that you know you are beloved. And you know that your unique light is the only light that is going to help us get through this and build the third way as we ride the third wave together. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, birthdays here now, and I have to stand up. And, but, we have something that we have been not doing, and I wanted to do it quickly, but do we have any birthdays this last week or next week? Anybody have a birthday coming up?
Yes.
Okay, we've got Dr. Eileen and we've got Ronnie. And so
Ronnie.
come on up and grab some beads. Just and since
Oh, we don't do it next week?
no, you're gonna just make sure.
Well, green.
Please take another because I don't want to have beads hanging all over here. Okay.
Okay, how about
Oh, Marty got. Okay. So since they say the worst way if you're gonna want to not spread COVID is don't sing out loud. So if you can very gently say to them, "Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you," and we so wish you a very, very happy year. This is fantastic. Okay. We're going to be passing the basket, and before we do that, Ronnie Grigsby, do you happen to have a song for us? Yay! I was hoping he knew I wasn't going to completely ignore him. Oh, I even forgot to take my mask off. I got so comfortable with it on. Here we go, Ronnie.
Oh, if I can remember the song. Before I do this, I have to do this. After a message like that, if my mother was alive today, she would sing something like, I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Come be with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that all your needs be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Come be with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that all your needs be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Come be with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that all our needs be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
Okay, and we have some messages in through the chat from Patty. Thank you, Janet. Such an inspiring talk. It's always wonderful to be in your presence and your love and wisdom. Thank you. From Cheryl Lewis, incredible talk, Janet. Fresh and new information and thoughts, ways of being. From Reverend Joyce, an incredible insight, truth, and teachings on how to free ourselves from what we hold on to out of fear of change. Change is the pathway to find ourselves every day. Thank you. And Cheryl supported Joyce's comment, beautifully stated. From Judy Jacobs, thank you, Janet, so much. What a treat to be in your presence online. Love, Judy Jacobs. And also from Patty and Reverend Joyce, oh, how wonderful to see and hear Ronnie singing. Wow, how we missed it. Sending my love. From Donna Christensen, Ronnie, wonderful song. I have missed you. From Amina, thank you everyone for another great Sunday. Be safe. From Chen Lee, thank you for another inspirational message, Reverend Janet. May we all ride the third wave with grace and lightness. So wonderful to hear Ronnie sing as always. To all with love. And from Cheryl, Ronnie, so great to see you and hear you sing. Filling my heart right now. Thank you. And from Judy, miss being with all of you in person. Thank you for a wonderful service. Love.
Yay!
And now we speak and giving to the ministry,
From which we receive our spiritual support and nurturing, is an affirmation and consciousness of the truth that Spirit is the prospering power, enriching every area of our lives.
We're all humming the song. You need some support here? I'm fine. I got one of those that's ready for myself. Thank you. Oh. I want to thank you all so very much for being here today. What a marvelous day. It was so amazing to see all these wonderful faces. And, you know, Janet, having you here is always such a bright spot. But when you speak, it just magnifies it. It's so wonderful, the words you say and how you say them and how you put them together and how it reaches everybody. I don't think there isn't a person here that didn't feel something from your wonderful talk. Ronnie, I want to say the same thing about your singing. When you sing, it makes my heart vibrate. And as all of you know, because I mention it a lot, I'm tone deaf. So it doesn't make any difference what the tone is. It's what the sincerity is that reaches me. And that just really reached my heart. I want to thank you so much for being here. And every one of you, I want you all to have a wonderful day. And at least touch shoulders before you leave, okay? Or elbows or something so you get a sense of having connected. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.